Hey guys, this is an excerpt from a club Q&A that I recently did. So if you are interested in club, then I'll leave a link down below on how you can join. And if you are still confused about your color type or body type, then I also offer typing through my website, and I'll leave some links down below to that. And I'll leave links to some YouTube videos that you guys can watch too if you are completely new. Okay, let's get into the excerpt. So this person is saying that they look more yellow in warm clothing. And they're saying they have a warm undertone, but they've been analyzed as a winter 4 times already and told that they have yellow overtones, and that's why I look more yellow in warm colors. They're saying they still can't wear most cool or warm colors. So, it's obviously difficult to say without seeing photos of this person, but I want to go over this sort of step by step. So the first thing they're saying is that they look more yellow in warm clothing. And this can actually be something that happens to cool undertones, because the yellow that you're seeing, like every skin has yellow in it, okay? If it didn't, we would be purple, right? Because yellow and purple are complementary. So every skin color has some yellow in it. It's not a question of whether or not you have some yellow in your skin. It's about if you have more of it than blue, and that's what would make you cool or warm. If you have more blue, you're cool, and if you have more yellow, you're warm. So, given that every skin tone has yellow, what ends up happening if you are a cool undertone is that that yellow color might be because you don't have enough of it, right? Or otherwise, for some reason, it could be sort of unevenly distributed in your skin tone, basically. And so what happens there is that when you don't wear your own colors, you might actually end up looking more yellow because it's going to bring out those yellow tones to the skin. So this person is saying they were analyzed as a winter 4 times already, so I'm assuming by professional color analysts. So I would say, sure, if everyone's saying you're a winter, so that means you're cool, you probably are cool. So it's not so much that you have a warm undertone, it's that you have yellows to your skin that are coming through in an unflattering way when you don't wear your own cool colors. And now they're saying, I get told that I have yellow overtones, and that's why I look yellow in warm colors. I don't believe in such things as overtones and undertones. I think there's just the color of your skin and its red-green balance, which is what makes it either rosy or olive, and then it's blue-yellow balance, which is what makes it warm or cool. So I don't think that there's anything to be said about a yellow overtone. Some people say that the undertone is literally underneath the skin, which is absolutely incorrect. There's no such thing as the undertone being underneath the skin. There are, of course, things like surface tones, and surface tones are maybe what people are trying to call this overtone idea, but calling it overtone and undertone, I really don't like that terminology because it makes the whole thing very elusive, like your undertone is underneath your skin and you can't tell what it is unless you do color draping. And really, most people, if you're a good color analyst, you should be able to actually tell if someone is cool or warm without color draping them in neutral lighting. You color drape for the sake of confirming, maybe for the sake of the client, but it's not supposed to be this elusive thing. It is the color of the skin. So warm undertones will look more golden, or maybe warm undertones will look a bit more like warm and delicate, almost looks like they have like a brown undertone, and cool undertones look not golden, basically. Sometimes they can look kind of silverish or grayish, and sometimes they just look really sort of bright in this particular way. But the point is that the whole idea of like overtone and undertone isn't really a thing. So the yellow overtones, so to speak, you might have some uneven surface tones to your skin, and those surface tones are still there when you are wearing your own colors. It's just that they're less visible to the eye, like the eye doesn't pick up on them as much when you wear your own colors, because then you're bringing out your, the color that you have the most of, which is the cool, sort of a cool brown or a cool beige or a cool ivory, whatever your skin depth is. You're bringing that out when you wear your own cool colors. And so when you bring that to the forefront, those yellow discolorations to the skin can sort of fall into the background. So that's really what's happening. So this is something that happens to me. So this is sort of the next part of all of this is, you could be an olive undertone. So you could be olive and cool, right? And so olive undertones especially tend to sort of just, because we have more green, we have more yellow, okay? We have more yellow, but we also have more blue, because green is made of blue and yellow, right? So we have less red. So in that sense, we do have more yellow than a rosy, cool, and radiant undertone. But it's not so much about the absolute amount of yellow that you have in your skin, it's about the ratio of blue to yellow. So you can be just as cool and be olive as someone who's rosy and cool and radiant or whatever. It's just that we have both more yellow and more blue. So in that sense, the yellows can be more prominent in, that sort of like effect of like the yellow tones or whatever can come out in an unflattering way in olive skin tones more so than in rosy skin tones. But that's not because we are not cool, or like some of us are not cool. You could be cool or warm and be olive. That's a totally different axis. It's just about the ratio of blue to yellow. So how cool is that olive color, aka that green color, right? How cool is that green color? That's going to determine how cool you are as an olive skin tone. And then for rosy skin tones, the question is, how cool is that red color? How cool is that rosy color? Is it more of a very cool red type of an undertone, or is it more of a peachy undertone, right? And then for the olive skin tones, it's going to be, is it more of a literal olive green undertone, or is it more of like a grayish green, a cool green undertone? Even almost like a teal type of undertone can happen with olive skin tones. So anyway, so the answer is, I think you're olive, okay? And the last part of all of this is that now they're saying I still can't wear most cool or warm colors. So I think what's happening here is that you're cool and delicate. So you were typed winter and it's not working for you because you are not cool and radiant. Your skin undertone itself is muted. It's cool and delicate. And so that's why you can't wear those cool and bright colors like royal blues and fuchsias. You can't wear the warm colors because you're not warm. So try cool and delicate colors. So those are going to be, and depending on how dark your features are, depending on your body type, you're going to want to try, in general, that color family of like the cool and muted colors. So we're talking about placid blues, ash pinks if you're like light in coloring, and like lavenders, light grays, those sort of ashy colors, more like what people would call like soft summer colors maybe. And if you are, of course I already know that your features are deeper because you were typed as winter. So we already know that you're winter. So in that case, you want to go for the cool and delicate, darker colors. So now we're talking about charcoal grays, muted navies, dark emerald green, muted dark purples, really, really, really dusty teals, like really dusty, extremely dusty. Teals can work because for some reason teal, like a rich teal, it's just too rich for that kind of, almost like the cool and delicate undertones, like this grayish undertone, right? So teal is like a little too rich, so you need to make it really dusty to kind of work together like that, and that looks beautiful. Did I miss any colors? Oh, cool burgundy. Oh yeah, cool burgundy will be your best color if you're olive and cool and delicate, because cool burgundy is going to complement the greens of your skin and your high contrast. So that's going to actually look really beautiful because that high contrast between your features, if you have dark hair and maybe light skin or something like that, is one way to create contrast in your look, right, is that value contrast, dark hair, light skin. That's one way to create contrast. Another way to create contrast is chroma, by wearing bright colors, and the skin color at the end of the day is a muted color, right? Like there are levels of mutedness, but the skin color itself is always kind of like a beige or an ivory or a brown. It's not fuchsia or royal blue, right? So all skin is at the end of the day relatively muted. And so another way to create contrast, if you have contrasting features, is to wear bright colors because they look contrasting. And so this is what seasonal color analysis does, is they go with, the bright colors to create the contrast. And the chroma contrast is sort of what creates that contrasting look, which is another way to do it. How I personally like to do it is, just like you're saying, that doesn't work for everyone. If you have dark features and light skin or medium skin or whatever, like if you look similar to me maybe or something like that, the whole thing here is that if you wear bright colors and you have a cool and delicate undertone, they are still going to look too bright and they're going to look really confusing on you. This is why I made artistic license, is because it can get pretty disconnected even though that effect of the contrast is still there. And you can, if you have high features, like someone like me, I'm cool and delicate, but at the end of the day I can wear bright colors like royal blues better than Jennifer Aniston, cool and delicate, who has these really, she's like a summer, that kind of low contrast look is what she has, but still I still look better. I still look less disconnected, less disparate in my own cool and delicate colors that don't distract from my skin undertone. So cool and delicate colors I think will be the way for you to go. I still can't wear most cool or warm colors. Yeah, so that would be why. You can't wear cool colors because you're not cool and radiant. You're typed as winter, you're not cool and radiant. Those colors are too bright for you. Warm colors obviously will not work for you if you're cool, because cool undertones have a really hard time with warm colors, especially if you're olive, you have a really hard time with warm colors. And if you're cool, if you are cool and rosy, sometimes you can do peach. This is getting into a segue, but sometimes people who are really rosy in tone, they can have that reach color. They can reach for a peachy tone type of color, and that can look okay, and then they get confused and think they're warm and delicate. So I'll put a PSA in here. Just because you look good in peach, if you have those pink tones to your skin, you can still be cool and radiant. So you have to try the whole color family, to really confirm, that you are cool or warm. And for the most part, most of the color family should look pretty good on you. And but I don't think that'll be your case, because I think you're probably olive. That's the thing. So I think that you're not going to look good in peach anyway, so it doesn't matter for you. I think you're olive and cool and delicate. So that is it for the excerpt. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave some comments down below, leave some questions, and leave some video suggestions. I'm always looking for video suggestions. And if you are still confused about your body type, I will leave some links down below on how you can find your body type and color type. And if you are still confused after that, I also offer typing through my website, and I'll leave a link down below to club and how you can join club. Okay, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.